Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. Sorry about the bugs on the windshield and the B-roll there. I got that taken care of now. But anyways, welcome to the channel. If you're returning to the channel and you obviously haven't seen any videos from me the past couple of years, it's a fresh start, so we'll say that. If you're new to this, welcome, because I'm going to be posting updates on this build. So long story short, for those of you who are returning or new, I had a GS400. I drifted that for the 2023 through 2024 seasons, got a lot of seat time in that, and then unfortunately I had a caster arm mount break out of the frame rail. Basically there was moisture building up inside of the frame rail and it rotted it from the inside out. That's what I get for having a Midwest car and not paying attention to that stuff. Whatever, you know, I guess I learned my lesson from that one. But at any rate, I sold that car and I picked up a 1JZ GTE and a Toyota Cressida shell, an X83 Toyota Cressida shell. So my plan was to build a 1J Cressida, which I still think is so sick, and I would love to have one at some point, but unfortunately the shell that I picked up, I had issues with the title, and it was way further gone than I thought. It would have taken so much work to get that thing to where I wanted the car to be, you know. Anyways, long story short, I had issues with that, and then my coworker offered me this car for a pretty good deal as a roller. I apologize in advance for the state of the garage because this is a shared space currently, multi-purpose area, and it's kind of chaotic right now. I'm working to be a little bit better with that stuff, but there's only so much you can do. But so anyways, I would like to introduce you guys to my new to me FC Rx7. So yep, here it is, FC Rx7. I think these are one of my top favorite Japanese cars of all time, personally. I don't know, I love these things. The classic wedge shape pop-up headlights, and honestly a very good chassis. Everybody that I've talked to about this car has said I'm gonna have a blast drifting this. But as you may have noticed, I didn't say anything about getting rid of the 1JZ. So there are no Doritos in here. Now, I need you to be mindful that this is nowhere near done yet, and this is rough mock-up, and there's a lot of things that I'm going to change and tidy up here. Fair warning, this is going to be a talking video. So the cool thing about this is I got the trade done, I got the Cressida sold, I got this car bought, everything was set in stone. I messaged a buddy of mine who had a VVTi 1J swapped FC. And I was asking him some questions about NA diffs. And he goes, actually, my entire car is going to be for sale soon. So if you want to buy the thing as a roller with all the 1J swap parts and everything, let me know. And I hemmed and hawed at it for like a month and a half and finally hit him up and got a price, got things figured out. And I bought his entire car. It would have taken some work to save it. I tried to sell the shell. Wasn't really clean enough for anybody to want it, so sadly it's gone now. But all of the parts, I got every single part I possibly could off of that car before I got rid of it. So it will live on in this thing and many other cars. So the deal with this is I got the engine mounts, coilovers, knuckles, lower control arms, the full angle setup. The whole front end from that is out of his car, including the rack. Intercooler piping's out of his car, radiator, this modified upper radiator support, which I kind of wish I would have gone with stock radiator support yet, but we can do something about that eventually. Power steering reservoir. I just got buzzed by a frickin' that thing. Jeez, get out of here. I have an irrational fear of bees, if you can't tell. Anyways, power steering reservoir, a bunch of other stuff. I made that bracket there for that fuse panel. I took the 1J, it's a JZX110 1J. I put a J-pipe delete on it. This is an upfab J-pipe delete. Realistically, not quite right for this chassis, and I figured that out after I put it on, but I modified it a little bit and we'll make it work. I'll put a smaller air filter on there and it'll be just fine. Hood is off of that car as well. Turbo 2 hood with that vent cut in it and some clearance underneath that I need to tidy up. So anyways, everything like that. Exhaust is off of his car. Like I said, Stance XR1 coilovers. Rear end has PBM, those little dog bone correction inner bushing thing links for the the trailing arms. And then the PBM rear camber correction arm as well. So exterior, obviously I've got just some CR Kiwamis on here right now. Blue is not staying. Don't pressure me on that. These are getting completely stripped and either silvered or polished. We'll see what kind of motivation I have for that. Body kit, as you can see, there's a very beat up body kit on here. I believe this is M Sports stuff. M Sports is one of the kits that I really like on these cars. It's not my absolute favorite, but I think it's pretty cool. Interior, don't mind the mess here. Speaking of this, though, actually, this mess, I accidentally fried my ECU being an idiot. Don't backfeed voltage into circuits you're not sure of. That should be a common sense rule. Common sense isn't so common with me sometimes. So I have a new one of these on the way, and we'll get this thing up and running again. I did have it running off of starting fluid for a little bit, so I know it will run. We got a black interior swap in this thing. It was all red before. Put a black dash in. I modified these door cards. So what I did was I took this lower portion, stripped it down, reupholstered it with this nice corduroy material. Little skateboard wheel for the window crank. That was my teammate Ryan's idea. I can't take the credit for that. That's pretty sick. Painted this. I really want to redo this in like a trim black where it's more of like this kind of color as opposed to this gloss color. Still need a bunch of parts for this. I want to put a double din in here. I need to get vents, all kinds of stuff like that. Have this triple gauge pod mount right here. I put the Nardi from the GS in here because that's awesome steering wheel. And then the seats, I got these option seats, party, bright red with a sparkle back. Nice little contrast in this all black interior. They're really comfortable and I can't wait to use them. And then more contrast, I did a little like M81 style camo headliner here. Other than that, I didn't want to put a cage in this car because it's going to be a street car. So got a little harness bar here. I know you can't really see that well. Working on getting new bolts for mounting it and stuff, but then I'll be able to run my 4 points in here, which will be really cool. So that's basically a quick overview of this thing. Just kind of going through it as I go. There are a lot of like legacy parts on this car that came off of other cars, including what I'm about to show you out there, but I just picked something up for this that I'm really stoked on. There's a lot of legacy parts from this off of a lot of cars from across the Midwest, which is really cool to see a lot of these come together and continue the usage of this and reduce, reuse, recycle kind of thing. That M Sport style kit that's currently on the car is pretty beat up, so I picked up something a little bit more special for it today. A lot of people do run this kit, but it is one of my favorites personally. So anyways, without me babbling, I picked up 3/4 of a GP Sports kit for this car. This is going to be really sweet. Side skirts are in way better shape than the M Sports ones. Center section is cut out on the bumper. I'm not sure whether I'm going to fill that or not. I'm probably just going to put like a Urus, like triple vent style vent in there, something like that. It'll help keep the JZ cool. But yeah, I'm really stoked on this kit. I personally really like it. I think it's going to be a really good addition to the car. So without further ado, let's go ahead and mock up the GP kit on this thing. Not much more than that. I keep forgetting about this kit is that it has the S5 corner trim built into it, so I got to take that off. This one's got little delete plates in here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep keep that or not. We'll have to see about that one. But as a general mock-up, I really like the body lines of this kit. Yeah, I think I'm either going to do a triple vent there or potentially something else to fill that in. I just think this rounds off the FC a lot better, and I don't know, it's just, this is more my style. Another nice little touch for this is I have these brand new in package Series 5 front turn signal lenses, so pretty stoked on those. Be a nice touch to add to both of these. I also, happen to have a pair of these with tabs busted out of them, which are perfect for a drift car bumper, so imagine it with those clear signals and that center section either filled in or with a vent on it, and it should look a lot better. So thank you for watching once again. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate the support for anybody who is joining in, so thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and until next time, God bless.